Welcome to the Mastercam 2018 Mill Advanced Video Training Series tutorial number 2. In this tutorial, we will create a 3D CAD model used to generate toolpaths. We will create the wireframe needed to create the surfaces. Surface creation commands such as revolved surface, project onto surface, trim to surface, net surface, and flat boundary surface will be used. We will select the machine definition and set up the stock. A surface high-speed dynamic OptiRough toolpath will be created to rough out the part. A surface high-speed raster toolpath will be created to finish the part. A surface high-speed pencil toolpath will be created to machine the sharp edges of the part. Backplot will be used to simulate a step-by-step process of the tool's movements. Verify will be used to watch a tool machine the part out of a solid model. We will then post-process the file to obtain an NC file containing the necessary code for the machine. First, we will create an 8 1/4 inch by 6 inch rectangle. Right-click in the graphics area and change the wireframe color to dark blue. Select the wireframe tab. Then select Rectangle. Change the width to 8.25 inches and the height to -6 inches and press Enter. Ensure Anchor to Center and Create Surface are disabled. Then select the origin. Then press OK to exit the command. Next, we will create parallel lines. Select Line Parallel. Select this line. Then pick a point to the right of it. Enter the offset distance as 1.1 and press Enter. Select the line, pick a point to the right of it, and enter the distance as 1.7 inches and press Enter. Select this line, pick a point to the left, and enter the distance as 1.1 and press Enter. Pick this line again, pick a point to the left, and enter the distance as 1.7 and press Enter. Then select OK and create new operation. Pick this line, pick a point below it, and enter the offset distance as 3 inches and press Enter. Pick this line again, pick a point below it, and enter the distance as 2.185 inches and press Enter. Then press OK to exit the command. Select Circle Center Point. Enter the diameter as 5.125 and press Enter. Then select the midpoint of this line. Then press OK to exit the command. We will now trim the geometry using Trim Break Extend. Select Trim Break Extend. Ensure the type is set to Trim, and the method is set to Trim to Point. Select this part of the arc, and then select this intersection. Select the arc again, and select this intersection. Then change the method to Trim to Entities. Select the first entity here, and then select this entity. Select this entity, followed by this entity. Select this entity, and then this entity. Select this entity again, and select this entity. Then change the method to Divide Delete. Select this entity. Then press OK to exit the command. Select the 2 inner vertical lines and press Delete on your keyboard. We will now create the inside geometry. This step shows us how to create an arc using 3 points and rotate the geometry. Select Rectangle. Change the width to 1.575 and the height to 0.785 and press Enter. Then enable Anchor to Center. Select the midpoint of this line. Then press OK to exit the command. In the Arcs group, select Arc 3 Points. Ensure the method is set to point. Select Entity A here, Entity B here, and Entity C here. Then press OK and create new operation. Select Entity A, Entity B, and Entity C. Then press OK to exit the command. Delete the lines from the original rectangle. Select the Transform tab. Then select Rotate. Select these arcs. And then press End Selection. Ensure the method is set to Copy, and click on Reselect Rotation Center Point. Then select this point. Change the angle to 70 degrees and press Enter. Then change the direction to both. Then press Create OK and create new operation. Select these arcs again and press End Selection. Change the angle to 45 degrees and press Enter. Select OK and create new operation. Select these arcs and press End Selection. Change the angle to 20 degrees and press Enter. Then press OK to exit the command. Right-click in the graphics area and select Clear Colors. Select Wireframe. Click the arrow under Trim Break Extend and select Break at Intersection. Drag a window around the shapes, making sure all of the shapes are inside the window. Press Enter. We will now clean the inside of the geometry. Select this arc and press Delete on your keyboard. Continue deleting the arcs. Your geometry should appear as shown. If you accidentally delete the wrong arc, press Ctrl Z on your keyboard. Fit the geometry to your screen. We will now fillet the corners. Select Fillet Entities. Change the fillet radius to 0.0625 and press Enter. Select Entity A here and select Entity B here. Select B again and then select Entity C. Select Entity C and then Entity D. Select Entity D and finally select Entity E. Press OK to exit the command. Next, save your work.